Hello, I'm Roberta, the Director of the Institute for Public Policy and Governance at the University of Technology, Sydney. And I'm very pleased to be sitting here and introducing to you the new book that Dr. Eris, Schoburgh and I edited called the Handbook of Research on Subnational Governance and Development. Eris is the Associate Dean in the Department of Government in the Faculty of Social Sciences at the University of West Indies. And I'm the Director of the Institute here, and we also have a Centre for Local Government here. We were interested in editing this book and pulling together this collection because we felt there was a real gap in the market in relation to scholarship and I guess more practical pieces on subnational governance. And what we mean by subnational governance is anything that's below national government. And of course, in some countries, they have 2 tiers of government, others are more centralised, others have 3 tiers of government. So we're really interested not just in local government, but in provincial government and issues of regionalism. And the book canvassed 6 thematic areas, starting looking at what are some of the theories on subnational governance. We looked at areas of, the finances and how fiscal management happens in devolving economies. We looked at areas in relation to service delivery, of course, a very important area. The chapters covered themes around political representation, and that particularly looked at issues around gender and the representation of women. We also looked at areas of governance and how communities and the public engage in subnational governance. So it's very comprehensive. It covers 23 countries across all of, Asia, many countries in Europe, Asia, the UK, North and South America. And so it's got very wide geographical reach as well as very wide, it covers a broad range of themes. Eris and I worked on the idea of the book when we were at a number of conferences where we felt as though this theme of subnational governance had been neglected. It's an area that's very important, particularly in Africa and in Asia, where there's a strong trend to trying to move service provision and democratic responsiveness closer to where the people are, which is whether you do that through a federated system or whether you do that through some form of devolution and decentralisation. What we're interested in was really looking at what are some of the elements of that, what are some of the success factors, what are some of the features of that move toward decentralisation. And the general idea behind decentralisation or devolution is that the closer that you can move both the service delivery and that local democratic responsiveness, the idea is it'll be a more effective form of government and governance. So they are the sort of key themes that the book was aiming to canvass. We had that very wide geographical spread from the contributors. We were very pleased to have such interest in the book. We had offers of contributors from all parts of the globe. In terms of, we think that the people interested in this book will not just be students of political science and political sociology, but anyone interested in what makes for effective governance. We're really interested in what's happening in terms of the UN and the Sustainable Development Goals and the changes that are occurring in that space. And this book is particularly relevant to anyone, practitioners as well as scholars, who are interested in case studies, but also understanding the dimensions of sustainable development.